All right, there we are. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Tech Talk Weekly podcast. As you can tell, I am once again not Bob. I am Autumn. And today I have with me Miss Sheena Sewell from the African American Research Library and Cultural Center. Yeah. Oh,
It,
man, that's a lot of words.
it is a lot of words. It
It's a
is a lot
lot
of
of
words,
words.
but you did
Great
good. You did
words.
good.
Just all of them. All the words.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna get down to business. Yeah, okay, cool. I do things slightly different than Bob,
And that's
and
okay.
I don't
Originality
care.
is important. I love it. Yes.
I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Okay, so here we have us here. Hello. So our first article that we're gonna talk about, let me get the right screen back up, and there it is. Ta-da! It put it in. Yay! I know what I'm doing. I'm so happy. So, Bob actually on vacation sent me this article. I don't think he necessarily meant for me to use it, but I was like, this is actually really interesting. And sure, it's Tech Talk Weekly, but you know what? I do it how I do it.
This is
So
what's up.
there.
This is what's up. I was reading it and I said, this is different, but
Yeah,
it is interesting. Okay.
it is. It
It
really
is.
is. And I mean, it's not, to me, it's not very surprising
No.
living in a melting pot. That's a stupid cliche, but living in an area like we do with so many people from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, what the article details is that linguists have identified a new English dialect that's emerging in South Florida. Now, I was reading some of the phrases and I literally have never heard any of these, but I also am in a no, I'm in a particular community. So,
Okay.
there's a good okay, yeah. So I'm not lying to people here. I don't go into some of these communities very often,
I
you
hear
know?
you. I hear
And
you.
that's the truth. Not that I wouldn't. I don't cuz I don't like leaving my house. So if it's not
You have a
spoken,
nice house and I
I do.
understand why. You have
Yeah,
your
I do.
cats and the loves of your lives.
And my
So,
babies.
yes,
Yeah. So if I don't have to leave my house, I don't. I flat out don't.
got you.
So,
But
but
Miami-Dade is, as people live in Broward, hitting the county line to go over is, it is foreign in nature for Broward County residents, I will say, but it's not foreign to me. I lived in Miami for a good amount of time, and yes, the Spanish. Ooh, yes, yes. There, I understand Spanish way more than I can speak it. I feel very comfortable saying that. I think it's interesting that certain cities, like they said in there, like Hialeah, um, is about they said 90%. I in my head I just thought it was pure 100% that it was. That's
I
what it feels like when
mean,
I go down there. But yes,
yeah.
yes.
I
Well,
mean,
it's a
that's what I
lot of
would
Spanish
think.
people.
Yeah, of course, of course. And
Mhm.
it's like, okay, I just take it how it is. And if I don't understand, then I will. Oh God, look, Bob is in the chat here saying Spanish is hard.
Spanish is not hard. I think you just need to be engulfed in it a little bit. It is good. And let me correct myself. And I keep saying Spanish people. Those who speak Spanish language, I should say that.
Right.
Excuse me. I apologize for that. But um, Miami is infused.
Hmm.
It almost is to the point if you don't even speak this new dialect they're saying, or broken Spanish or Spanglish or some kind of it. Why not? Why have you not learned some basic
Right.
words?
Like, and
So,
what's really interesting is like, so I grew up. My stepfather was from Mexico,
mhm,
and as you know, in a community like in Miami, different forms of Spanish, like different countries speak different Spanish. So what I learned in Mexican Spanish is
Mm-hmm.
dramatically different than Puerto Rican Spanish or Cuban Spanish or Dominican Spanish or somewhere in South America. It
Right.
is, and you're going to get these different words and these different combinations from all over.
You're correct. You're correct. So, like, I know we're speaking about the Spanish language, but on here we have the French collide. I found that
Oh, right.
interesting with
Yeah.
the fact that France invaded England, and or what we know as England at this time, and they have a lot of French words that I didn't realize they were French words. That is what we use normally, right? I think the
Yeah.
one that surprised me was like if it not democracy. There's another word that they had that I was just like, really? It's French?
Yeah, I know. It's really, for me, language is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I follow a gentleman on Instagram, and I do hope I get his name correct. His name is Sun Msho,
Mm-hmm.
and he is a Gullah instructor at Harvard.
Okay.
Yeah, and you should really check him out on Instagram because
Mm-hmm.
he talks about the different types of dialect and vernacular, and particularly um, for him, African American English,
Mm-hmm.
and his coming up against racism in that. And he is so educational. And I mean, he's an instructor at Harvard. He teaches this in Robert, please stop. You need, he's still in the chat. You are on vacation, dude. I'll put it in the show notes. Settle down.
Yes. We'll make sure you all have access to that link.
Speaking of French, Bob's in France, and he is currently
Aw.
on Facebook chatting.
Hey, Bob. You're missed, but
But
Autumn is
yeah,
doing a good job, just
of
so
course
you
I
know.
am.
You did not need to
It's
check up on
it's
us.
my show now. Ah,
We're good to go. We're good to
yeah.
go.
But
Okay. Oh, I
I
found the
will
word.
put. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Which
The
one?
word is, I see it on here. The word was government. I did not.
Okay. No,
I
I
was just
know. It's like
it's
what?
okay. All right. No, I really thought it was a predominantly English word, but
Right?
yes.
Or at
So
the very least, because I know we English shares a lot of strong roots. It's a Germanic language
correct.
at heart.
Yes.
Now we've taken words from all
We've
over
taken
the
a
place.
lot of
But I
words
mean,
from all over the
government.
place.
Okay, I could believe that was a Germanic word,
Right.
but
No,
French.
very French.
Okay. All right. So this super interesting, and I've got the articles linked in the chat, and it'll be on the YouTube description. But we need to move on. So the rest of the day today is space, because guess what? That's what I like.
Ooh, space.
This is kind of technical stuff,
This was interesting. I think this came
right?
out Tuesday, Monday, sometime this week. This
Mm-hmm.
information came out, and it's strange that it's a moon, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
Saturn has like
A stupid amount. It's
160.
got the most that we know of, and they're still finding more. They're
More,
like, oh, there's another
right,
one.
right. And then just just the fact that one element,
Mm-hmm.
one
It's like, guess what? It's got
makes us
phosphorus.
like, oh, we have
Yeah.
phosphorus. There might be life. It's just interesting that one element would make us, or not make us, but make scientists rejoice, and it becomes headlines, right, for
Right.
major media outlets
And this
that
isn't
there might
even
be
the
life.
first one of Saturn's moons that they believe it has life on it. Titan is the other one.
Right. But
This
it's
is huge. This is a big.
right, right. And so now I'm going to ask you,
Okay.
I need you to say this moon's name.
Enceladus.
Enceladus. Okay.
Mhm.
My daughter watched this on TV, and she's like, "Is that encephalitis?" I was like, "No, no, that's not it.
I
That's
mean,
just for those who are just, looking at it.
they're
Thank
like,
you.
huh? Yeah,
Yes.
it's Enceladus. At least that's how I've always heard it. Is that how it's pronounced? I hope so.
We're
Otherwise,
gonna go with it.
I'm
I
gonna
like
look
it.
stupid.
I like it.
Um,
Let's go with it.
and it shares a lot of characteristics with Europa, which is one of
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter's moons.
Yes.
So this is like me kind of geeking out over this because I'm a huge Arthur C. Clarke fan of science fiction. And
Really?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And in the book 2001,
Mm-hmm.
the crew is originally going to Saturn. They are not going to Jupiter, like in the movie.
Yes.
They changed
There's
it
a
to Jupiter in the movie because it was easier to create with the visual effects
right. It was
than Saturn.
sexier.
Well, I mean, the movie was made in 1969. There was no CGI. These were all practical effects. And they're like, yeah, we can't do the rings. Nah, that ain't working. Guess what, bud? It's Jupiter now.
Yes, it's Jupiter. But you know what? This might be a great opportunity if anyone's out there, any producers, screenwriters, or anything like that, to consider doing a remake of 2001 Space Odyssey.
But
Yeah.
it's a perfect, it's already an amazing masterpiece. And they're
Eh,
actually working on it, it's weird. It's weird. I'll give you that. That's purely the director more than anything. Because I read the book before I saw the whole movie.
right.
And then I watched the movie. And I'm like, oh, okay. I see what's happening here. Because they worked on them both at the same time.
Got
They
you.
were concurrent.
Okay.
So, it was.
Okay.
Kubrick put
So
his little.
I'm a firm believer that
Yeah.
you should watch the movie before you read the book.
Yeah.
I'm just
I,
saying, a
yeah.
lot of creative differences
A lot.
happens in movies.
A lot.
And the book.
This is very true.
I'm just, if you have a chance, right? If you know, and
Yeah.
but as readers, we don't have that. Sometimes we don't have that luxury. We just
So, gosh, get off. What happened? Oh my gosh, it's fine. So, the spacecraft that did the discovery here is Cassini,
mm-hmm.
which, gosh, that launched in like the 90s, I
Yep.
want to say,
Is
because
it
I
over
remember
15?
everybody was having
Yep.
a meltdown because they were launching it from Kennedy
Mm-hmm.
and it had a nuclear drive on it. And they're like, oh my God, if it blows up, we're all going to die.
Dead. We're dead. We're
all
dead.
going to die. And people were like losing it. And it's like, well, guess what? It didn't. It's fine.
Yeah. And
now it's done some really cool stuff.
It did. And if I remember correctly, they're not planning on doing too much, I think, until 25. Is that what give it another 25 years. I'm sorry, not in 2025, but in 25 years, that will be the next time possibly they can send.
Yeah. It takes really long to get there. And if they're not in the right position,
right,
it takes even longer to get there.
So 25 years, like, you birth a child and this child can drive and drink
mm-hmm.
and rent a car.
Yep. And almost off your insurance.
Right. There you go. Right.
1 more year.
Before it actually reaches Saturn. So
it's crazy.
It's great news though.
It
kudos
is
to the science, astronomy and great stuff that you guys are doing. It takes so long. It's generational
right
in nature. So
yeah, it truly is. And I didn't really know we had that much phosphorus in our oceans. I was not aware. I mean, this has more,
right?
But
life can live in it. And what I didn't realize is how important phosphorus was to life. Like,
yeah,
I'm aware we have some in our bodies and
mm-hmm.
it exists, but I didn't realize how essential it is.
Right. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. Let's see. What do we have? I like on the little graphic here, soda ocean.
Yes.
That just made me laugh.
Yes.
Because I'm like, is it like with my soda stream? And I'm like,
right. A little salty.
I don't know.
A little salty. Maybe could do a little Bloody Mary with your So the
It's like
ocean.
totally dumb. It's making me laugh. I'm like, it's a Coke ocean. Yeah. Trademark. No.
I like it.
But yeah, this is
Hmm.
this will be interesting to see how it plays out, hopefully in our lifetime.
Yeah,
Fingers
definitely.
crossed.
Right.
Because I know they've been in development for a craft to explore Europa,
Hmm.
which also as a fan of Arthur C. Clarke, we should all know that you don't touch Europa. Europa is to be left alone. That was 2010. Um,
She
by
is
the
a true
way,
fan. She's a true
by the
fan.
way, I
She's
did
a true
see
fan.
that movie before I read the book.
Okay, good.
Just a heads up. And
That's
they are
good.
both wonderful. I love them both. Some people would argue. I don't
I was
care.
just gonna say,
I don't
okay,
care. I don't care.
you enjoyed it though. It
I
was great
enjoyed the
enjoyment.
book more because obviously there's more details in it,
Right, absolutely.
but seeing it visually represented a little closer to the source material than
Hmm.
2001. Now, of course, he changes it to Jupiter in
Yes,
2010 because he's like, well, crap.
people are noticing,
They're
or
like, dang
I
it.
got to keep the
We got to go with this one. All
storyline.
right.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll go with it. But we have to leave Europa alone. Anyway.
Don't touch Europa.
All worlds are fair game. Leave Europa alone. Okay. That's not a quote. It's a paraphrase. Okay.
Ah,
So keeping with our space theme, I'm gonna make this
yes,
dude a little bigger. We have this beautiful postcard from
beautiful.
Mars.
It's so
And
amazing.
it's absolutely beautiful. This is from Curiosity.
Yep.
It took a nice panoramic photo now, so everybody understands this was not originally a color photo. It was a black and white photo that
Mhm.
was colorized. Um, so this was it was taken on April 8th
Mhm. Of
and
this year, just so you
of
know.
this
Of
year.
this
Yeah,
year.
of
Yep.
this
Yep.
year.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And let's see, it was taken at 9:20 local Mars time. And the first part, the panorama was taken at 9:20.
Mhm.
I don't need your notifications, settle down. And the other one was snapped at 3:40
Yeah.
local time. So it's like across the day.
Right.
And I know later on in the article, it talks about, let's just boop that out again. It talks about how sharp the shadows are because this is taken in winter where Curiosity
Mm.
is. Where it's placed as of April 8th is technically winter where it's at.
Yep.
And so there's not as much dust in the atmosphere
Which is
over
kind of
this
cool.
part. Yeah.
You know,
So
I think most people don't realize that other planets have seasons,
yeah. Yeah.
right? We say winter, and we think of our winter, but there is obviously is like a calm.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe Mars has a similar tilt that
Mhm.
we do. It is much smaller. The planet is much smaller, but they have a similar axial tilt like
Yes,
we
they
do,
do.
and so it's a little more like us
Yeah.
ish.
These ads, bruh.
I know. Like,
Good
what are we doing? What is
gosh.
that?
Oh
Heart
my
surgeon.
god.
Stop doing this. Shut up. I don't care, man.
My gosh.
So
Yeah.
what this is looking at, let's see. This is it's like going on.
It's part of their mission, right?
Hmm.
And I can't remember when Curiosity left Earth,
It.
but
I don't remember when it left.
or how long it's been in space or whatever the case may
It's
be.
been there. I want to say it's been there 10 years. I
10
was
years to Mars, people. Mars.
no. It doesn't take 10 years to get to Mars. It takes like 3 years.
Okay.
Um,
But it's been roving the surface, correct?
11 years. Yeah, right here.
Okay.
It was the last time it took a postcard like this was almost 11 years. Or no, it took this 11 years after it first touched down
Got
on
you.
the surface. So yeah, it's been 11 years that he just been sitting there. Like, hey guys, here all by myself.
Wow. Yeah, it landed in August 2012.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's just amazing how far we've come that we're able to have equipment roving the surface of Mars, or just
Mhm.
touching down and able to take pictures. Uh, and sorry, forgive me. What's the name of the telescope that
It's
just
fine.
the
Oh,
one
James
that
Webb.
thank you.
Like, which
James
one?
Webb.
There's a bunch.
Yes, James Webb that just came out not too long ago, and just the amazing pictures and
Yeah.
able to see beyond
I
what we see
mean,
with our eye in the sky, right?
this is
So,
this is just gorgeous. I saw an interesting, I don't remember where I saw it. It's probably
mhm.
somewhere on YouTube. Because that's like basically what I watch now.
This is what you do late
That
at
is what I
night.
do. It's not even that late because I go to bed early. But it was discussing how for the longest time, NASA actually color corrected all of the photos that would come back from Mars and make them more red because they wanted the people to believe
That,
it was
yeah,
on Mars and not in
right.
Arizona.
Oh my God.
Because I mean, you look at this and this could be like Utah. Like
Yes,
this
it
is
could. I mean, legit.
whatever.
It
And they're like,
could. It
crap, it
could.
can't look like Earth. We got to make it look better.
Right. So, like the particles, the smoke particles that came from Canada, and it was in New
Mm.
York, and one part of the day it looked straight up red,
Oh,
and
yeah.
everyone kept quoting, "Oh, it looks just like Mars.
Like, actually, no, it doesn't.
It looks
This is
just
what
like
Mars looks
Mars.
like.
This looks like Mars," and so I'm here saying I don't remember it being red. Like, I saw another picture maybe a few
Mhm.
years ago.
Yeah,
Maybe it was this
more
one.
recently,
Right.
they have stopped color correcting for red and
Right.
give it more of an actual natural look because they have a blue sky just like we do.
Right. People who didn't know Mars is not red.
It's not red. Yes, there is iron oxide
Right,
and
but
there are red dust that kicks up,
right.
but it isn't. Yes, it looks red.
Yeah.
That's the iron.
It's like there was a movie, wasn't Disney, John Carter?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
That was a. I don't know if it was good, but I liked it.
I agree with you. I don't know if it was good, but I enjoyed it.
I will say that when I read the book, I was like, well, this is terrible.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
it's an older book and it's not Edgar Rice Burroughs. It's not going to be the same thing as what you're seeing on the screen now.
It
Not the same at
I
all.
started reading it and I said, "Okay, you know what, Sheena, you have different expectations here. Stop.
Yes.
Stop, put it down, and don't get disappointed. Just leave it alone and walk away. Just enjoy the movie, the entertainment that you received. It's good."
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because yeah. No, it's not. Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap up here. And
Time.
I know it's just flying. It's just flying. And
All
I
right.
know you had something you wanted to talk about.
So, the African American Research Library and Culture Center, we have a new exhibit come in towards the end of June called Afro Fantastic, and we are celebrating speculative fiction, the ideal of almost like AI, using AI in images, and just honoring African culture with tying in with AI. So it's really amazing. We're super excited. It will open the end of June. It will be up till the end of December. So come and
Ooh,
visit
nice.
us here at Arlic, as we affectionately call it, or Arlac. Um, yes. Sam Morrison likes to call it Arlac, so I have to give it that.
And
We
is
call it
that 2
Arlic.
words? Is Afro fantastic? Is that 2 words? I'm putting it in the notes here.
It is one word.
1 word.
And
Okay. Just want to make
yes,
sure.
and I can give you the full exhibition title, which it's always a full mouth
Of
of things, and I
course.
never need to know the rest of it. I just say, "Hey, Afro Fantastic, come and join us. It's great." So give me one second, or I'll tell you, Autumn, just for
Okay.
time purposes.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
No
But
worries.
we're super excited to have you all come and visit us here for this great exhibition.
We will definitely make sure, and I will send people your way when they come here and promote
Thank
it
you.
through all of our
Yes,
programs here at the main library. We are the 2 flagships.
we are the two
Unite.
flagships. Yes, yes, and we're literally down the street from each other.
Absolutely, yes. Just get on Broward and
Either turn
done.
left or right, right?
Exactly.
You'll head to one of us.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you so much, Sheena. I really
Thank you.
appreciate you being here with
Yes,
us,
yes,
with
yes.
us, with me.
Well, Bob is there.
He is
So with us,
with
with
us.
us, yes.
This is
New
actually I did the show last week, and he did not come on last week. So
Bob, is that because I'm here? Is this
yes,
this
yes, it
l-
is. It's because of
thank
you, Sheena.
thank you. Oh, thank
Absolutely.
you for the support.
It is great. Well, we are gonna finish up here. I am putting a little more stuff here on the notes. If I can spell, which I can't. There we go. Excellent. Okay. So I hope you have a good weekend.
All the best for everyone. It is Juneteenth celebrating
Yes, it is. Do you have
June
anything going
19th.
on at Arley
We don't have
this
anything
weekend?
going on this weekend. We are supporting actually the Sweet Potato and Blues
Oh,
Festival at Northwest, and I know that
oh.
Main Library has something
Yes.
as well.
We have a
But we're
program on Saturday starting at 11.
right,
So,
and Northwest, which is in Pompano Beach, has very historic African ties with the Bahamians who came here and started kind of that was their hub, right? And so we're just there
yeah.
supporting them with
Excellent.
different things going on. We're giving them some videos, we're giving them some staff. So we're excited to have that. But please, we're closed on June 19th. Hurrah!
Yay.
Make sure you celebrate. If you're not sure what Juneteenth is, there's Google. There's
Look,
also the library if you
there
want to come
is.
visit
There's
us.
both. Come to the library and have one of us Google it for
So
you.
for you and share some information. So we're excited
Absolutely.
for that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Sheena.
You're welcome.
And thank you, everybody who is either watching now or watching later. And thank
Hmm.
you, Bob. He will be back hopefully next week. He will be back next week.
He
It's
will be
not
back next
hopefully.
week.
That sounds very
Yes.
ominous.
Yeah, he'll be here. He'll be
He
here.
will be back next week. All right,
Hmm.
everybody. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.